Findlay Mazda. Feel alive.
Attention sports fans, it's time to stock up on your game day essentials. Go to Liquor World today. 3 locations serving locals for slam dunk deals on the largest selection of top quality wine, beer, and specialty liquors. Liquor World is open every day of the week at 9 a.m. Hashtag Liquor World LV.
Dave Cokin with John Lyons from Lyons Physical Therapy. So give me a rundown on maybe a typical treatment at LPT.
Sure, Dave. On an initial consult, we'll sit down with the patient for at least 10 or 15 minutes, get a history of their injury or their condition. Then we'll move into an assessment where we put our hands on the patient, take them through a few special tests to identify what the pain source is and what the actual injury is. Then we'll use some modalities like heat and electric stimulation to reduce their pain and muscle spasms. And typically our physical therapist or assistant will do some type of manual stretching, massage therapy, or range of motion on that patient. And after the initial visit, we typically see patients 2 to 3 times a week for 4 to 6 weeks.
LionsPTLV.com, 702-476-0222.
Liberty Mutual Insurance knows you're focusing on the road right now, so we'll just describe our new billboards to you. They're horizontal rectangles with a yellow background. The headline reads, Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. And while that might sound like a lot of words for a billboard, they all fit perfectly. Overall, it's a pretty great advertisement.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer.
Splashdown, splashdown. It's $2 beer night tonight.
Come on out tonight for a great night of professional baseball as your Las Vegas Aviators take on the Colorado Rockies affiliate, Albuquerque Isotopes. Pop open a cold one as it's $2 beer night featuring Coors and Coors Light. Then bring the entire family out tomorrow night for a fabulous post-game fireworks show presented by City National Bank. First pitch, 7:05 both nights. Get your tickets now at aviatorslv.com.
Attention, if you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down this year by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you'd better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They are experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, even tens of thousands. Optima's resolved over $500 million of tax debt for their clients. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Tired after the game? No need to drive to Findlay Toyota to get the best deal. Go to FindlayToyota.com to get live assistance and inventory. At Findlay Toyota, we'll do anything to sell you a car online.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
And make sure to make a reservation if you're going to the evening, or in the evening, I should say, at Joe's. You can get in during the day. It's crowded, but you don't need that reservation. At night, you do. 702-792-9222.
Is it Copper River salmon time soon?
I've been checking. I need to check and see if there's an updated date of arrival or whether it's already here. Can't miss that. All right, what do we have for an angle?
With only 2 baseball games today, I went to the NFL, and we had Will on, and they posted these weeks 2 through 16, so you can bet these now if you're in town at a CG property, and it's pretty simple. It's you want to play against teams in the NFL that play both weeks 1 and 2 on the road. It's a difficult spot to be in. You're playing week 4 preseason, no one's playing. You're playing a home opener week 1. You're playing against the foe, probably a 50% chance at a home opener week 2. You've had less practice. Your team hasn't been home and set. Those teams that start off on the road both week 1 and week 2 are 1-14 against the spread. That's a 93.3 play against. That's play against San Francisco at Cincinnati, Buffalo at the Giants, Kansas City at Oakland, and Indianapolis at Tennessee.
Oh, 4 spots. Not bad. That's Ralph Michaels. I'm Dave Cokin. All right, Platinum's our producer. Thanks to Will Bernanke from CG Technology Sportsbooks for his contributions in the first half of the show. Finally, we got a day where there's not a lot going on tonight, so we're not doing the normal bit today, and that means a great opportunity to bring in, he's as good as it gets in baseball, as sharp an analyst as you will find anywhere, and that's Joe Sheehan, who I go way back with Joe. We met for the first time when you were, I think it was Baseball Prospectus, and you were doing a book signing out here, and that's a long time ago, Joe.
Yeah, probably 12, 13 years, Dave. We've known each other. I've been a big fan of your work online, and you're one of the guys who I really respect who's been a baseball gambler for a long time. We're going to see that obviously become a bigger thing now. We're a year past the pulling back a PASPA, and I'm starting to figure out how I might get involved. But yeah, we go back a long way. Oh, hang on, Dave. Hang on a second. Oh, the National bullpen just gave up another run.
Yeah, listen, by the way, we're watching the Twins here, and they're killing the Angels. And you focused on the Twins in today's newsletter. We'll let people know again at the end. But this is, from a value standpoint, it's the best buy there is in baseball, is Joe's newsletter, because you really go in depth with your breakdowns. It's well written. It's a great read, and it's cheap. So let people know how they can get that.
Go to joesheehan.com, and you can read excerpts on the Twins piece from today. Piece about intentional walks in the Astros I wrote about the Mets earlier this week. You can see pieces of everything I do. Scroll back, you actually can see some complete pieces from recent weeks as well. So newsletter is $39.95 for a year. You also have 2- and 3-year prices. I've been writing this thing now. I just went past the 9th birthday of the newsletter. I've been writing it since 2010, ever since I left Prospectus. A couple thousand people subscribe and read, and they really enjoy it. So again, joesheehan.com, you get all the information on that.
So let's talk about the Nationals. Look, it's not all Dave Martinez's fault. I'll be the first to say that. I don't think he's a good manager. I ranted on him continuously last year for what I thought was strategic blunders. But in watching today's game in particular, Adam Eaton misses first base on what would have been a double in the first inning. They eventually don't score, double play. They get a gift run on an error and then still manage to have a base running blunder on that play, which ends the inning. The bullpen collapses again. I mean, it really looks like Martinez has lost the team at this point, doesn't it?
Well, I would say that I have a hard time saying that from the outside. I will say that they're a sloppy team. I don't know whether he's lost the team or not, but clearly they're a team that, in addition to not doing the big things very well, when you watch them on a day-to-day basis, you see they don't do the little things very well. At some point, you got to say, okay, if you're the manager, that's the kind of thing you expect the manager to be able to handle. Is this team making a lot of mistakes? You go back to last summer and Mike Matheny with the Cardinals. Now, there were a lot of reasons he lost his job, but they became a very sloppy team at the end of his tenure. No, I can't think of a lot of reasons Martinez should hold on to this job. I don't think we're going to get the stories we got after the Matt Williams issue. Of Barry Svugler did a great book about just how bad things got in. He did a great article about how bad things got in D.C. I don't think it's going to be like that with Martinez, but obviously he's not getting the most out of his players. He's got serious tactical issues late in games, and of course, the end results have been pretty bad.
What makes it worse, even when he makes the right move now, which I thought he did last night, bringing in Sean Doolittle for what's going to be like a 4-out save. I thought it was clearly the right move. And so naturally, Doolittle has his worst game of the season and blows up. It's just like everything is going wrong, everything. And then today, the bullpen did it again. They come back and take the lead, and the bullpen blows the game immediately.
He just doesn't have very many good relievers.
No.
I mean, like I said, this is a personnel issue as well. But there have been times this year, too, that Martinez has made mistakes. You look at, the last couple of nights with the intentional walks. I wrote a big thing earlier this week about most times when you load the bases with an intentional walk, it's a bad idea. Most of the time, an intentional walk is a bad idea. Yeah. And, last 2 nights, these intentional walks have come around to score. So, if you're the Nationals and you put a lot of resources into this team, even after Harper, you're paying Scherzer, you're paying Strasburg, you've got to figure out whether you're going to pay Rendon. This is a big year for you, and all of a sudden now you're looking up at an 8-game deficit, and you're closer to the Marlins in last place than you are to first place.
Now, Ralph, I should point out, Ralph is a Cleveland guy, so we're going to talk about the Indians next, but I want to throw this at you, because in the first portion of the show, I went on a little rant as far as Terry Francona is concerned, and I know he's had a great career, but the analytics pretty well clearly show that Your ideal setup now is to have an on-base guy in your leadoff spot and your best hitter in the number 2 slot, which is why, guys like Mike Trout and Christian Yelich are hitting second in their respective lineups. The Indians actually have the perfect combo for 1 and 2. He's not a stealer. He's not a base stealer, obviously, but Carlos Santana is a really good on-base percentage guy who also happens to be hitting this year. And Lindor is their best hitter. And instead of having them 1-2, he's got Lindor leading off and Santana hitting third, and guys who can't hit in the 2 slot, in the 4 slot. That's kind of on the manager, isn't it?
It's a little bit, and in the same way that I talk about Martinez, I don't want to ding him too badly for the bullpen when he just has no good relievers. In Francona's case, he's trying to make a 9-man lineup when he has 2 hitters. 3, give him Ramirez. Ramirez is a good hitter. He's been a bad hitter for 8 months now. But you have Santana and Lindor, and then you have Jordan Luplow and Jake Bowers, and you're kind of trying. How do I assemble an offense when I only have, and as you say, just the 2 guys who are really hitting now at all? Santana's actually hit leadoff in the past.
Yes.
He's obviously hit for a little bit of power this year, so maybe you don't want to waste him there. But he's got some experience in the leadoff spot because he's always been a great OBP guy. So hitting them 1-3 and hoping. Kipnis hasn't hit in 2.5 years. I really, granted it's contract, and again, there's just a limited number of players, but I don't love Kipnis in the 2 spot, but I also don't love Leonis Martin there. And as long as Ramirez is hitting the way he's hitting, I'm not sure you can hit him there. You just don't have enough good major league hitters to fill out a lineup.
Joe, probably the 2nd or 3rd best pitching staff in the American League after Houston when everyone's healthy. Can the Indians get enough out of what I consider is the worst outfield in baseball, at least the worst hitting outfield in baseball, with who they put on the field every day?
I'm not sure. The Twins look like they're for real.
Yep.
They're up 7 games as it is, and they do. I would project them now to be a team that's going to win 88, 89 games. I think I've had them at 84 or 85 when the year started. They've had better health than the Indians have had. But again, some of that is a depth issue. If you only have 7 good players, if 3 of them get hurt, it's going to affect you more than if you actually put some money into the depth. The Twins went out this winter. I can't say I loved all the dudes, but Crone's a major league player, Scope's a major league player, Cruz has had a great aging curve, and the Indians went out and got Hanley Ramirez and Carlos Gonzalez, and I think Corey Snyder. I think they signed. They just didn't spend any money, didn't go out and get good players, so the injuries have hurt them more. The benefit the Indians have is that there are just are there 7 good teams in the American League? It might just be 6, and it's 6 for 5 playoff spots. So could the Indians end up edging out the Red Sox or the Rays for that second wild card? Yeah. I'm not convinced they're going to catch the Twins. I will say this. I believe these 2 teams have either 15 or 16 games left. So get healthy, get that good rotation on the mound, and maybe you win a bunch of games 3-2 and 3-1, and you end up stealing the division. The head-to-head games at this point are what the Indians have to hold on to.
Let's look at the Brewers, because if you look at the run differential, they're an okay team, which is kind of what they were last year. But there's just some kind of chemistry on this team that maybe you can't assign a number to, because they're doing a lot of the same things they did last year, which is finding ways to win games. Look at yesterday. They're down 6-0. The game is over. They came back and won. Craig Counsell pushes the right buttons, and he's got the guys that want to have their buttons pushed.
You've got a deep offense. I think that helps them a lot. We talk about the Indians only having 2 good hitters. And a lot of that team, even though some of them haven't hit this year, like Travis Shaw, he's got a lot of guys who, in a given situation, come up and get you a hit, get you an extra base hit, get you a long ball. I think the offensive depth is one of the reasons they're able to come back. And I was stunned by yesterday. Luis Castillo has been fantastic. And for them to come back against him was really a shock. Obviously, the bullpen hasn't been as good as it was last year. They were missing Jeffers for a little while. Hader, it's weird, Dave. You and I talk about him a few times. He's striking out even guys at an even higher rate than he did last year. But when he gets hit, it goes a long way. He's already given up 5 home runs.
Yeah, I think he's actually. I think he's trying to strike out everybody, and maybe that's part of the problem.
Could be. He's got, when guys overthrow, they get less movement.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That could be one of the issues. I think the ball Bellinger hit off him is still going. So it's really a weird year. They don't have the depth that they did last year. Now, we'll see how that plays out throughout the year. The Brewers have been aggressive in recent years about adding. They're willing to add to the payroll. They're willing to trade prospects to improve this team. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go out this year, get a starter, get a reliever, bolster that pitching staff. It's different in the NL. The NL literally has 11 good teams. So they're going to have to improve this team, I think. I think the Cubs are still the best team in that division. So you've got the Brewers in what amounts to a 6-team scrub for the wild card slots.
Tampa Bay got off to their red-hot start, and you look at their pitching as a team. A 3.0 team ERA. The next best